Good evening. I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald with Greenslate I Incorporated. And this is a live interactive show on KNTV Channel 21, and we're also streaming online at kntv.org /hotline. And tonight we're going to be talking about current events in the city of Chicago. And you're more than welcome to call in with any comment, question, or concern, or just to say hi at the number that appears at the bottom of your screen. The number should be 312-738-1060. And this is once again a live call-in show for the next 25 minutes, so feel free to call in with your comments and questions. Let me tell you a little bit about Greenslate I Incorporated. Greenslate I Incorporated is designed to assist ex-convicts. They have any number of programs to help ex-cons, including re-entry programs, feeding the families of Inglewood. They also have a Kirby's Kids Camp for children in the summertime. And last but not least, my favorite is a program that's certified through the Circuit Court of Cook County. So if you have any community service hours you need to fulfill, please contact Greenslate I Incorporated. They can help you fulfill those community service hours. Now, to get in contact with Greenslate I Incorporated, here's their information. Write this down. It's P.O. Box 378744, and that's in Chicago, Illinois, 60637. You can reach them at area code 217-600-1846. Their email is greenslateInstitute, the number 4, followed by justice @gmail.com. And their website can be found at Greenslate Institute, the number 4, justice.weebly.com. And let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald. And for some of our viewers who aren't familiar with Polish surnames, let me show you. It's Jan Kowalski McDonald. And just like the coal, we got a piece of coal there. Got a beautiful brick wall here. That's the wall. And last but not least, skis. So if you put the coal, the wall, and the skis together, you get Kowalski. And here's my little guy. He's a koala on skis, because of course my name is Kowalski McDonald. Now some of you are going to say, oh, Jim Kawasaki, oh, that is so close. But no, actually it's Kowalski. And here you go. To help you again, just remember that I'm 100% qualified. Now before we start talking about current events, I just wanted to bring you to a little tidbit to your attention here. Let me show you the flyer here. This is the Project Blessing Bag. They're having a party for a cause, and there's nothing like a good party. The party's going to be hosted by Lucy Ferrari. There's going to be raffles, live performances by Nate Grams, KJ Whitehead, Rock Smooth. I probably did not say that right. And of course, it's at the Silver Room, 1506 East 53rd Street, Chicago, Illinois. So if you have any questions, I know I read that really fast, but if you have any questions about the Party for a Cause to support back to school book bags and backpacks and school supplies and haircuffs for 50 children, by all means call the number at the bottom of your screen, which should be 312-738-1060. And Pookie, my technical assistant tonight, can give you further information on this. But just to let you in on a little bit more, and again, it's being held this Friday, August 15th. There's going to be some great local talent there, and all of the proceeds, not some, all of the proceeds here are going to be providing 50 kids in the Riverdale area with free haircuts, backpacks, school supplies on August 19th. And of course, if you wanted to show up and bring some, markers, crayons, rulers, back to school supplies, calculators, by all means, they will be accepted at the door. But of course, we would, even if you can't make it, they also have a GoFundMe page, and you can find it at gofundme.com, and then it's at Riverdale-back/2 back school back. So it's Riverdale Back to School Bash with hyphens between it at the GoFundMe page. So please, it's a great event. Please go on August 5th, and once again 1506 East 53rd Street for have the fun for the party, and of course it's for a great cause. So we hope that the audience can participate. Now a little bit about tonight. I was supposed to have a guest here by the name of Jamal Green, and he's one of the organizers that's responsible for the, for walking down Lakeshore Drive this afternoon. Apparently he can't be here, not surprisingly, because Lakeshore Drive has been shut down. Essentially, this is, I hate to say it, but it's crippled our city. My guests cannot be here on time. Other shows have also missed their guests. And it's unfortunate or fortunate, depending upon how you look at it, that this disrupted any number of major events in our city tonight. Tonight, or actually this morning, that was the first day of Lollapalooza in Grant Park. And a lot of people with these $300 tickets might not be able to get there because of the traffic shutdown. In addition, tonight's a Cubs game at home, and apparently traffic there apparently is also a nightmare. That's why my guest is not here tonight, because of the traffic nightmare. So I'm kind of wondering what my viewing audience thinks about this. On one hand, it's a great way to bring some attention to the cause of excessive violence in the city of Chicago. It's really running rampant. It's horrible. But at the same hand, a lot of people are like, well, I paid $300 for my Lollapalooza tickets, and I paid another $200 for my Cubs tickets. It's not fair to penalize me because, you know, I'm not in favor of this violence. So I really kind of want to know what our viewers think about this. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing to shut down Lakeshore Drive? And it's, you know, not on the south side. No, it's not on the Ryan. It's not on the Bishop Ford. No. This is right on Lakeshore Drive, apparently from up until what is it? Addison up there, because the Cubs Park is up on Addison up there. So they're disrupting the entire north side. And the concern is always, how is this impacting the north side? Because the violence isn't rampant on the north side. So I'm kind of hoping that someone can call in and give me an indication about how they feel about disrupting traffic on the north side to raise awareness for the violence that's going on the south side. And I don't want to make it into a north side, south side kind of debate, which has been going on for years, but it's really a city kind of incident. Jamal Green, our guest that was supposed to be here tonight, apparently he's thrown in his hat into the ring to be to be elected the next mayor of the city of Chicago. So I kind of want to know why Mr. Green was interested in disrupting traffic patterns in the great city in order to bring some attention to this cause. And on a related note, I don't know if this is true or not. Hopefully some of my viewers can call in on this one. But I heard that Sturger Hospital, apparently recently there were a number of shootings on the south side. And after a loved one is shot, not surprisingly, the friends and relatives flock to the hospital to make sure that their loved one is okay. Well, apparently, in a series of shootings, any number of rival, I want to say posses, I don't want to call them gangs, just any number of rival people with rival factions decided to all show up at Sturger Hospital apparently at the same time. And there was a group of, I want to say 5 groups of different individuals, all with different grievances between them. And I guess the consequence of this is that Sturger Hospital apparently now has tactical armed assault officers at the emergency room. And I'm kind of wondering what my viewers think about this too. I mean, is the violence that terrible that nowadays we've got tactical SWAT officers with automatic machine guns at our hospitals, and we've got the traffic that's brought to a standstill here? I mean, I think it's terrible that between the traffic and the emergency rooms, what is our city doing here? Believe it or not, I'm a lifelong resident of Chicago and the greater Chicagoland metropolitan area. I'm from the southwest side, which is right off of 63rd and New England's there over there. I'm part of what was the St. Rene Parish. I don't know if any of you remember St. Rene. But I'm showing my age once again, because there was the time when you would know someone and where they lived and what kind of person they were based upon what school or what parish they went to. So I'm part of the St. Rene Parish family over there on the southwest side of Chicago. So being a lifelong resident of Chicago, I'm alarmed that the traffic's being brought to a standstill, and we've got armed tactical officers that are at the emergency room. Here, it's not bad enough someone that you love needs emergency medical services, but you're met at the door by an armed tactical caller, what do you think about this?
Yes, Ms. Kowalski.
Hi, Ray. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Thank you.
It's a beautiful day, Ray. I hope you got out today.
It's a beautiful day for a ball game.
It is. Are you going to the Cubs game?
No, I'm not. I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm a Sox fan.
Well, you know what? I primarily am Sox myself, being a South Sider, but on occasion I have been known to go north of Lake Madison.
You know, the marchers today are going to march, you know, by Soldiers Field and everywhere else. And they're not going to stop full houses for the Appaloosa or Cubs game. They're going to be full. So that why make it worse? You know where they should march? And I'm glad you brought that up about the hospitals. March for them hospitals. Stop all that craziness. You know, instead of people getting scared and threatened for going to an emergency room, that's nuts.
It is nuts, Ray. What are we going to do? What do you think we should do? Have the marchers go to the hospital? But, you know, you don't want to block the way for ambulances. Because if I have a loved one with a medical emergency, I don't want them being impeded by protesters outside the hospital. But at the same time, I don't want my loved one suffering a heart attack to be met by an armed tactical guard with a machine gun. It's craziness. What are we going to do, Ray?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I would do.
What are you going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. All
right, Ray, what are we going to do?
I'm fit. I'm going armed next time. I'm going to leave it, you know, where I can get to it. And if they bother me or my family, they're going to end up in the hospital. Nobody messes with my family. That's bad to say.
Yeah, but then when the grieving family or the concerned family goes to the hospital and they're like turned away because they're not immediate family, but then I think that actually causes a situation where there's more people mingling around outside the emergency room. You know, it's a sad state when you can't go to the emergency room.
Ms. Kowalski, that's why I'm saying this, please. That's why we got to get rid of the mayor. We got to get rid of these aldermen. Because they've done nothing for the last 20 years, although the African-American and Hispanic are a majority on the fifth floor, the aldermen, they haven't done anything.
No, Ray, let me tell you, no. The aldermen, they've done an awful lot. You're like, Jan, how is that possible? Aldermen have done a lot. Yes, Ray, they have cashed their checks every week. They are busy cashing checks.
There's a few. I'll agree with you. But the majority, maybe 10 out of the 50. Everything else, nothing has been done. So it's hard, it's bad to say you have to carry a gun just to go to the hospital to see somebody that's hurt. Your family, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think they should have armed tactical officers with machine guns at the hospital. I was scandalized when I heard that. I'm like, how is that possible?
What are you going to do when the other people have guns? Are you going to hit them with pancakes?
No, but it's kind of like, I think that churches and hospitals, they need to have a zone of safety around them. You know, they really do. People need to feel free to access these places. If you can't feel free to access a church, a mosque, a synagogue, or whatever medical facility you want to. And mind you, this reminds me of the abortion problems. Remember when those protesters were outside of the clinics? I really think that we need a zone of comfort for medical issues and for prayer issues. Whatever prayer you have, whatever faith you practice, if any, I think there needs to be a zone of safety around these institutions, whether it's medical institutions or religious institutions. But I don't think that zone of safety is through guns.
I pray every day for my family and for the good people of Chicago.
Well, Ray, what would you do? Would you say only so many people?
But I will not pray for gangbangers. Never. For everybody else?
Well, you know, in my experience, Ray, you know, I seem to say that the gangbangers, if they are, seem to miss an awful lot and they're hurting innocent people. So just because there's someone that's at the hospital that's suffering from a gunshot, I don't think that makes them a gangbanger. So it's really hard to say what gangbangers are nowadays, especially with so many innocent people being shot.
I'll tell you what a gangbanger is. Somebody goes out there that's hoping to shoot somebody. The regular person, the police.
Oh, Ray, hello?
The regular person
Oh, Ray, hold on. I think I've lost you there. Ray, can you hear me? Caller, do you have a comment or question?
Yes, I do.
Oh, hi. Is this Stephen?
Yeah, I think
Hi,
you still
Steven.
got Ray. I think you still got Ray on the other line also.
Oh, Ray, are you there too? No, I don't hear him.
All right. Well, listen.
Stephen, what's your comment? I'm dying to hear.
Yes. How you been doing? Number one.
All right, I'm just scandalized that they've got armed guards with machine guns at the hospital.
I'm not surprised of it.
Really?
Trust me. No. I mean, the first place that you saw armed guards in the ER was Christ Hospital. Christ Hospital was the first one to start doing that. Ain't no but really 3 hospitals that take these gun victims. Now you got the University of Chicago. But this is what I'm calling. And Ray, let me give you some good advice. I hope you are still going to the gun range and shooting. You're 70 years old now. If you ever been
Stephen, I also have my FOID card, and I go shooting at my range. Matter of fact, I just finished my concealed carry class. I was really proud of myself because it was difficult. It was difficult. They make you shoot a target at so many feet, and you have to be so accurate in order to get your concealed carry, and you have to pass some kind of a test. It was unbelievable. I had no idea it was so hard.
Yes, it is. But, another thing I always hear Ray says, he blames everything on our politicians in the city of Chicago. I have never heard him once say, how about your governor? He's a Republican. He has an inside track, Ray, to Donald Duck in office. Why the president has not wrote an order out to try to send some money in here to stop things?
Well, you know what, Stephen, I heard is that the result of, remember there was a report that came out by the Department of Justice, and it criticized the culture of corruption in the Chicago Police Department. The result, the upshot of that was the federal government gave more money and they hired more cops. Stephen, did I lose you? Stephen, I hope you can call back. If you can hear me, Stephen, please call back. Because I don't think the way to deal with a culture of corruption that the Department of Justice found is to throw money at it. You're throwing money at the same failed institution. And I don't see how you can train new cops with the same old bad cops, especially with new federal money. So I believe that there is federal money coming in as a result of these crises. Oh, caller, do you have a comment or question?
Yes, let me rebut Steve a little bit.
Okay, Ray, don't get into a fight with Stephen on my show.
I'll bet him what he wants. We go to the gun shot range, and I'll shoot better than he will.
You'll shoot better than me, because you know what? I had a 22 at first, and you know what, Ray? The 22 was too light for me. It was the 22 is kind of like a BB gun, like a little bigger. So when I went up to I think the Glock, what is that? A 9mm, I think that was. Then I did much better. Then it was actually because it had some weight to it. But I agree with you. There you can get your concealed carry permit legally.
Let me say this. I shot a 45. I was an MP in the service.
Hold on a minute. Right. 45s scare me. 45s are the biggest gun I've seen.
You don't know me.
No, I don't know you, but I would like to.
Any gun range anywhere, I'll bet him what he wants to bet that I'll get a higher score than him. Now, put that in your
Well, you got me beat, Ray. I'm sure you do. But you know what? I was in the range, and next to me in the next lane over was someone with one of those 45s. It was shooting barrels of flame. We're coming out of that barrel. That scared me so much, Ray. I almost put down the gun and walked right out. But now I'm like, no, I'm going to stay with this.
It's a big weapon.
Yeah, it's very scary. It is very scary.
It's deadly.
Extremely heavy. I couldn't even oh. And then I was afraid of the, what do you call this, the back something.
When you hit somebody with a 45, I don't care how far they are, they're going to go down.
I know. But Ray, what do you think about the hospitals and the marchers? What should we do? This is really becoming craziness.
I'll tell you what you do. You put an alderman in front of all them hospitals and let him stop it because they're not doing anything else. And Steve, he loves Rahm Emanuel, which hasn't done nothing, just like former President Obama. What did he do for Chicago?
Well, you know, Ray, now that you mention it, one of my viewers actually met and spoke with Mayor Rahm Emanuel this past week. Apparently there was an opening of a new CTA station, and Mayor Emanuel was there to take credit for that. Although in my experience, they usually, plan those like 10 years in advance before they actually get them built. But still, he was out there taking credit for the new platform and meeting and greeting people.
Anything new that opens, he takes credit for. But he will not take credit for all the stuff that's closing up. That's how he is, and that's how he's going to stay.
Well, Ray, the next mayoral election, I think, is in February of 19. I don't know if that's right. But that's such a ways away. And what do we do in the meantime with machine gun guards at the ERs?
Well, I told you. Put them, nothing, all of them in the front, and let them stop all the people that want to do harm. That's all you do. And I'll tell you what, within a year, everything will stop. Believe me, once they're threatened, they'll do something. Until then do nothing at all.
Well, that's why Greenslate, we strive to bring you candidates for office so you know who you're voting for. Most times you go to the polls and you see a list of names. I mean, who do I know who all these people are? And there's an awful lot of names on those things. So part of what we want to do here at Greenslate is to inform the viewers so they know who to vote for. They may or may not like what they're hearing, but at least you have a choice and you know who you're voting for.
Sure, Ms. Kowalski, all they do is vote name and color. They don't read up on nobody else. They get a few dollars to go vote. So
oh, Ray, can you hold on? I think we got another caller. Do we have another caller, Pookie?
Yes, sweetheart. This is Steve.
Hi, Stephen. Did you hear Ray's rebuttal?
Oh, I don't. What Ray is talking about, and number one, Ray, you don't have the money to bet me anything. So one thing, just leave that alone. But I don't want to talk about
Ray wants
that.
to take you to the shooting range, and he says he's going to shoot a 45 there, Stephen.
All right, well, he could shoot anything, because the only thing I see him shooting in his mouth. Again, we were talking about...
Oh, be nice, Stephen. Come on,
okay,
be nice.
What
do you think? He thinks the alderman should be there at the ERs.
All right, listen, let's get back to the politicians, what I was saying.
All right.
If the money is allocated down, we could go back to like it was in the old days. We need beat cops. We need cops on bikes. We need motorcycle cops. Listen, they're trying to bring back all retired officers to help train. They want to get them in the cars. They want to get them in the range. And they want to teach them what they need to learn to do. But again, if the city don't have the money to do that, we know Donald Duck could allocate some money. Now, Obama, he sent some money
Stephen,
here.
before you start on Obama, well, what do you think we should do about the protesters marching on North Lakeshore Drive?
What I think? I think it's a bunch of mess, you ask me. Again, I think that's a west side and a south side. Father Frager did it. They did not like it. Then they say what they were going to do. And then Father Frager say he didn't like what he did. I don't care about none of that mess. Listen, you think that's going to stop me from driving?
It will. I'm not driving anywhere on the north side tonight.
Well, then
it has been effective, at least for me.
Hey, you learned how to take streets. Listen, sweetheart, I know you're about to get out the air, but please think about what I said. That's the best way to do it. Now, he want to put soldiers and all the... Listen, we need to tighten up our communities. Tighten up your communities.
No, I want social programs. I want social programs.
Let me get out there.
I want funding for families. I want churches, schools, and businesses. That's what I want. I don't want money for more cops. But anyway, Stephen, I have to wrap up. Thank you for calling in. And of course, thank you for watching and participating in today's show. And I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald with Greenslate I Incorporated. Thank you for participating and joining us tonight. And of course, my technician has been Pookie. My executive producer is Ziff Sistrunk. And once again, this weekend, we've got, Sunday, August 5th, 2 to 6, 1506 East 53rd Street, and it's for Party for a Cause Back to School fundraiser. I will be there. I look forward to seeing you there. And thank you, and have a good night.